Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today we're going to be diving into the Leo monthly reading for April 2022. So hopefully those who are catching live will be able to, chime in also, and any intuitive hits that you guys get and energies out there. So anyway, before we get started, just want to mention, if you do want to grab a reading with me or learn a little bit more about me and my Leon Mystery School, all of the links are down below. Also, if you're thinking about supporting this channel through Patreon or YouTube memberships, all of those links are down below as well. But also, I want to thank everybody out here who subscribes to this channel, hits the notification bell, gives those thumbs up and comments. And I love doing these live chats because I love the interaction. I do some pre-recorded videos, but this is what I enjoy. All right, so let's go ahead and let's cast our circle. So we're going to cast an elemental circle. I do believe that energy transcends space and time. So no matter where you are or when you watch this, you are within that circle. And so this is to help kind of free up the energy here so that we get the best and clearest messages possible. All right, so I'm going to start off with my Tibetan singing bowl, and we're just going to break up the energy with sound. Gloria, hey! So here we go. And it has such a lovely sound to it that connects with our heart chakra. So opening us up to all these wonderful messages today. All right, so by the way, welcome to all my Leo sun, moon, rising, or perhaps you have Leo friends or Leo family members, or Leo's just dancing somewhere in your chart. So I've mentioned before, mine's in the North Node, but James has it as his rising sign, which is interesting, being paired with Scorpio. Gloria asks, how are you? I am doing excellent. I hope everybody's having a wonderful evening, or whatever time it is near you guys. For me, it's after dinner, so I'm just like chillaxing, I'm ready to pull some cards. Let's do this. Okay, so I am going to start off with, I like to use kind of the different elements when casting our circle. So I'm going to light our yellow candle here, which pairs perfectly with Leo. Hello. Wonderful Leo energy there. So bringing in the fire element. Sumi is here. Rawr. All right, Gloria said it is 9 p.m. in Louisiana. Well, it is just after 7 here in Arizona. All right, we're gonna bust out our water element with our Florida water here. And so I'm just asking the intention, the energy, setting the intention with the energy of these different tools, that everything, no matter where we are, even if you guys aren't physically here with me, are receiving the benefits of calm, clear energy, so that you guys can also offer your intuitive hits as well. All right. Let's go ahead and get to our air element. So I'm going to light my little cone incense here. And boop, it's ready to make smoke. All right, such a lovely scent. All right, and then from there, I want to incorporate the earth element. I'm actually going to use the same wand that I used yesterday. I thought I'd bust out a different wand, but I'm like, what better energy to connect with Leo than boar energy? And I mentioned yesterday that this wand, I'm actually borrowing it from Desert Cauldron. It's a wand that James and I created together and put into our shop. But we ethically source our bones, and this is actually boar bone. We have a lot of wild boar out here and stuff like this, and also deer leather, so to help kind of temper that Leoistic kind of energy that is in boar, that solar plexus, just head first, knows their truth, boom. But sometimes that needs to get tempered a little bit with a little bit of grounding and connection, hence the deer, and also with our chlorite included quartz, our Brazilian quartz that we have on the end, just helps to focus that energy. So it is nice and grounded, but it's laser focused. All right, Lisa's here. Hello, says hello, new to your channel. Leo Sun, Pisces Moon, Cancer Rising. Well, welcome, welcome. Sumi said, I'm a Leo Lilith, my inner bee. Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and call in the elements. So off to the right is actually the north for me, so I'm going to call it in starting at the north. So wherever you guys are, go ahead and get cozy. Here we go. Calling in the elemental energies of the north to help us in casting our circle today. Calling in the elemental energies of the east and helping us to cast our circle today. Calling in the elemental energies of the south to help us cast our circle today. Calling in the energies of the east to help us to cast our circle today. All right, let us begin, and so it is. All right, everybody's saying hello, hello. Okay, so now we have all of our elements. Everything feels like it's jiving. So let's go ahead and dive into the decks that I'm going to be using. I'm trying to keep the decks consistent throughout all 12 days for all 12 zodiacs. So, you know, because I want to see, you know, the synchronicities, you know, as I pull from the cards and each sign. And well, a lot of synchronicity has been popping up. So I like to kind of see it using, you know, the same decks in each sign. All right, so we are going to use the Mystic Fairy Tarot, the Essential Oils Healing Deck, the Lavish Earth Oracle, and of course, my Wally's World Oracle. I also have the Feelings in Bloom Oracle deck from our friend V over at V Love and Tarot. Thought it was nice and springy, connected with what, you know, our change of season is here in the Northern Hemisphere. Although, of course, this also connects with our friends in the Southern Hemisphere going through a bit of change as well in season. Okay, I'm also going to be using the Good Karma Tarot and the Animal Love Oracle cards. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into the monthly reading. I have our little outline of things that we do for each of the signs. So I'm going to dive into the monthly reading, and afterwards I'm going to pull cards on 4 specific areas: health, wealth, love, and career. And then we'll take a look at an opportunity coming in for our Leo homies, a possible block that you may come across, and how to overcome it so it doesn't catch you off guard. And then, of course, everybody who's in the chat today will be able to vote on our viewer's choice questions. I'll give you 1 or 2 questions. You decide what you would like pulled cards on for more clarity in April 2022 for my Leos. We're going to do a healing with actually some antique singing bowls, which belong to James, who has some of the most amazing singing bowls. He has more than that, by the way. And then we'll close up our circle and we'll do our gratitudes and thank yous. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop to it. All right, so I, of course, need to start off with my little Wally Wallito to give us a little bit of guidance for the theme for April 2022 for our Leo friends out there. And if you don't know who Wally is my little puma who not too long ago turned 8 years old. He's still such a baby. He's gonna be my baby forever. And one day, I'll make a Loki deck, and Loki is his stepbrother, his adopted brother. Loki's a big panther. Like, he really does look like a big panther. And he's probably about twice Wally's size, but he's a gentle giant. Okay, Wally, what do you got for us? All right, I'm feeling it. Okay, I think for one other sign, we had this card come out, or yeah, I believe it was one other sign. But this is actually an image that was taken by one of the people in our community, Cosmic Creeper. And so this is out, I believe, by the Royal Botanical Gardens in the UK. She has these beautiful park pictures because she's always kind of hanging out in the forests and, you know, in the botanical gardens and stuff. Okay, so give me just a moment with this. Okay. All right, Leo. This is an interesting theme message for April 2022. As we know, for the most part, Leos tend to be outspoken or, you know, kind of in the middle of what's going on, what's the talk. It's like a Gemini with more focus and a lot more bravado, I would kind of say. I don't know, because I'm a Gemini, I'm just saying. However, not every Leo is out in the public eye. Some people are outspoken, but they do it through the written word or, you know, through music or things like that. And so what I'm getting with this message is the theme is to stand firm in your truth. You know, we aren't just one sign, but we are a mixture of many different planets and, you know, constellations and things like that. And so not every astrological sign is going to act exactly the same. And for some Leos, it's no problem, you know, standing their truth and nobody's going to talk me down, you know, but depending on certain placements, some might have a harder time speaking their truth. They might want to be recognized and they may have, you know, the gift of gab, but, you know, if in conflict with those they love, they may back down a little bit. And so this one I don't see as trying to get into fights with people, but more when your personal morals, and yeah, I would say more things like that are challenged, your boundaries are challenged, your morals are challenged, and somebody uses their pathos, you know, emotions, getting to your emotions to get you to back down and, you know, kind of go into what they believe and, you know, let's make peace. And it shouldn't be that way, trying to, you know, talk each other down. People should come together in conversation. Of course, that's how we get new ideas and that's how we evolve. But I just get this as like Leos, certain Leos perhaps this month may have a hard time standing up for what they believe in. And so this is just a reminder that if you have something to say and somebody's impeding on your boundaries or, you know, things like that, please speak up. You know, operate that throat chakra. You may very well have a pretty good solar plexus, but let's take that solar plexus energy, bring it through the heart to filter our words, and then out through the throat chakra. All right. You see, Gloria said, I'm a Gemini too. Oh, Roberto is here. Hello, hello. He says, hello, many blessings. All right, let's go into then pulling all of our cards. There are many cards. There are over 10 cards that I'm going to be pulling for the month of April 2022 for all our Leo homies. So why don't you just give me just a second. I will pull all of these cards and then we'll take a look-see. And so far, okay, we have just a few signs left, really. So all of the signs thus far, all of the zodiacal signs have all had a major arcana in the very first position. You know, I'm gonna like really shuffle these this time. I mean, even though these are crazily shuffled already. And let's see if we get another major arcana. Let's see, Roberto says, so many wonderful Geminis in the house. Hello, hello. All right, Leo, April 2022. What is hatching for you in April? What gift is offered to you in April? What energy will help you to plant your new projects in April? What area of your life needs nourishment, Leo? What area of your life needs more nourishment? What are one of your strengths, Leo, that can help you this month? What are one of your strengths, Leo? Woo! Okay, I guess that's definitely that card. All right, what area of your life needs refreshing, Leo? What area of your life needs refreshing, Leo? Okay. And pull a few more. What needs to be in Leo's life right now? What needs to be in Leo's life right now? How to stabilize what Leo has already blossomed. Blossom for Leo. And what door is opening for Leo? What door is opening? Okay. All right, let me put these cards away. All right, so I'm also going to be pulling an essential oil card. So perhaps you may want to utilize this essential oil if you like working with those oils, or if you want to work with the herb, you can do that too. If you don't have the herb, or you have an allergy to it, maybe find something that is comparable in energy. Because remember, true magic is just utilizing whatever is around you. All right, so an essential oil for Leo, April 2022. All right, we'll put that down. And then last but not least, I'm going to pull 3 crystal cards. So this is from the Lavish Earth Oracle. 3 crystals that you could utilize in April. You don't have to have these specific crystals. You can just meditate on the energy, like looking at an image online or in an oracle deck, and then go from there. I do believe you can still get energetic benefit by looking and meditating on the energy of a particular crystal, like looking online. But of course, the energy is different when you physically have the crystal in your hand, but there still is benefit. All right, so let's pull those 3 cards. 1, 2, 1, a 2, a 3. All right, here we go. Okay, Sumi is betting that it's going to be a major. Let's see if we keep that roll. Dude, if we keep that roll throughout all 12 signs, how amazing would that be? Gloria said my birthday, May 22nd. I'm the beginning of Gemini and the end of Taurus. So you're a cusp, baby. And Roberto said that he is at the end of Gemini. I'm kind of there, dead center. I'm on June 10th, so as most of the ladies in my family, and some of the men too, they're all in June, so nothing but a family of Geminis. All right, let's go with the first card. Sumi's saying it's going to be a major arcana, and this very first card, the question is, what is hatching for Leo in April? So what's coming to life for you, Leo, in April? Let's take a look at the card. Is it a major? Is it a major? Oh, we broke the chain. We started off with a court card. So this is the Knight of Wands. Oh, already coming in hot with the Wands energy though. My fiery Leo. Okay, so what is hatching for Leo in April? Okay. So I already feel like you guys have been working on some stuff kind of probably since like November, December. Either you've come up with a new plan for, how you want to do your day-to-day, like your daily schedule, or you're coming up with a, fixing and working on my body, my nourishment and, things like that. But there are these things that you've already been working on. And I'm just feeling that in April, there's kind of this extra energy that abounds, this like renewed sense of self, and this kind of moving forward and continuing what you've already started, having more gusto in doing so. So it's not an all-out crazy energy. It's just like all right, we've already got some traction in this thing that I'm doing, and now we're picking up speed as we go through April. So I don't see it as a beginning of a project, nor do I see it as the end of a project, but more you're really starting to pick things up. You're picking up the pace in what it is that you've been working with. Some people have been working furiously on self-care. Some people have been working on kind of redoing their schedule. Some people redoing their life, kind of just life in general. Some people have been working on their mental health. Some people have been working on their gardens, some external things. But it seems like really starting to the choo-choo train is chugging. Sumi says, all right, I accept my L. Thank you very much, Sumi. So there we go. Picking things up. It's not really a beginning, not an ending, but you guys have already started something. Like I said, I'm just getting a feeling for, several people out there that there's something that you guys started back in November, December. And so now you're like starting to really pick up the pace. All right, so I'm seeing this as a extended project, whatever you guys are working on. Like I said, there's so many of you out there. It could be several different projects, from working on the yard to working on self-care to working on learning how to sew. Okay, Our second question is, what gift is being offered to Leos in April 2022? So what gift is being offered to Leos? We got the Major Arcana card in the second position. Dude. And it's like the devil, which actually looks like Pan here, from Greek mythology, is kind of like, the cards have a sense of humor. It's like, oh, you think you got me figured out? How about I throw that Major Arcana in the second position? How about that? So it's almost like I'm being mocked by Pawn. Anyway, so this is actually the Devil card. And so what's being offered to you this spring? Well, this guy almost looks like he's going to be stomping some stuff out. So he's flying through the air, and it's like he's going to stomp out the chains, the things that actually I was just talking about. The chain. I said that at the very beginning, right? That we broke the chain because we didn't start off with a Major Arcana card. And that's literally was popping in my head right now. Now I'm thinking of Fleetwood Mac, The Chain, the song. So I'm feeling kind of as you're gaining more momentum in the thing that you guys have been working on, like I said, I'm not getting like years and years, but more, this is a recent project, like November, December, you guys have been working on it. You're starting to gain a lot of traction. And then from that, what you've been learning about yourself and the confidence that you've been building in yourself, you're starting to let go of these ideas of, and this is a Major Arcana, so it's like letting go of the ideas that you didn't think this was possible, or this wasn't going to work out, or it's not going to be how I envisioned it, or this is just going to, all those negative things that we tell ourselves no matter what sign we are. You may have a lot of pride in yourself, but sometimes that little voice in the back of the head says, nah, it's not going to work out. No, you're going to mess up. And I see you building a lot of confidence in yourself, where it's like, I did this thing, I was getting traction, and now, oh my gosh, it's really starting to take off. It's almost like I can take my foot off the gas a little bit, and it's just kind of building on its own, and this is fantastic. So definitely a big shift when it comes to inner core beliefs, your energy, and your self-confidence, right there in the solar plexus chakra, where we usually do view the lion, the Leo. So getting rid of a lot of those negative self-beliefs, which aren't true. All right, Gloria says, I was just thinking of that song. I know, now we're all thinking it. Okay, maybe we should go listen to it after this live chat. Perhaps the lyrics could tell us a little something. It might mean a little something to each of us. All right, question number 3. So what energies will help you to plant a new project? So you're already working on something. Perhaps there's something else that you might want to just kind of get started. Obviously, you don't want to pile your plate too high. But you, thus far, of the zodiac signs, seem to have a bit more energy, like you can take on a little bit more. Of course, take it as you will. If you're listening to your body, if you're feeling overwhelmed, then please don't take on more. So, listen to yourself. If you feel like you can take on a little bit more, I do see Leo as being able to, handle it a little bit better. Gloria said, I grew up on Stevie Nicks. Dude, love her. All right, so we have the Justice card here. Okay, so with the things that you would like to begin, and in April, as I know you're probably already working on a couple of other different big projects, and then of course our day-to-day life, right? So with the Justice card, I see it more as being better able to discern what you want to do and what you feel that you have to do, like compelled, almost like pushed by everybody else, like, oh, I might disappoint so-and-so if I don't do this thing, or I don't want people to think that I'm not a team player, I don't want people to think that, I don't like to help out, more, I want to do this because I feel that I should do this. I would love to do this. I feel connected to this thing, instead of I'm just doing it so that people view me a particular way. Sometimes Leo falls into that trap of, not always shining their true authentic selves. It's more wanting people to like them, as they are seen quite a bit more frequently than other people, for the most part, not all Leos. So yeah, if you want to plant certain things. Just make sure that whatever other projects you're taking it on because you feel you should, because your heart is connected to it. And again, not because you feel like, oh, this will impress so and so, and this will, making it about other people instead of what your intuition is actually telling you. All right, going on into the fourth question. What area of your life needs nourishment, Leo? Let's see. Ooh, judgment. All right, an area of your life that needs a little refresh. I see this as being taken in two directions, and I'm actually taking the judgment card a little more literally. So, Leo, when it comes to nourishing yourself, sometimes you can be a really big critic. With that big lion's roar, you can sometimes be roaring at yourself like, why did you do that? Everybody's going to look at you weird, and I keep feeling like there's this kind of comparing yourself to other people and what are people going to think of me? And so there is this like, I'm doing certain things and I'm might be really critical of the things that I'm doing because I just don't want to look silly in front of other people. And then the other part of that is being extremely judgmental of others because you feel very judgmental about yourself. So it's more a projection, what you're projecting onto others. Those judgments is actually what you feel about yourself. And so something to nourish is to take a look at that. Where are you being hypercritical of yourself? Where is that coming from? And be wary of when you feel like you're being hypercritical of other people. Where is that stemming from? It's not necessarily the person, but what are you feeling about yourself? And so again, another major arcana card, so something to take into consideration when it comes to nourishing of the self. It's a part of self-love and a giving of love as well. Okay, so going into the fifth position, what strength can you use in April 2022? Leo, what strength can you use? The King of Cups. All right. I know that you're a fire sign. I know you got some passions, but what's really going to help you is to really bust out your sensitive side, Leo. So especially people that have more watery signs, perhaps within the rest of their chart. Maybe you are a water, moon, and rising sign. Perhaps you have a lot of water throughout your chart, in which case, like, take on your what you know, how to use your emotions and intuition, and use that to your advantage when it comes to deciding what new projects you want to take on, when it comes to how you do your self-care. But just make sure that you're really tapping into your emotions and intuition. You're very, very good at them, at understanding emotions, as are several other signs in the zodiac based on, of course, all the other signs that we have mixed in with us. But for many of you Leos, you're more tapped into your emotions than maybe you give yourself credit for. Sometimes you feel like, oh no, I'm just like going with the flow and I just, I'm all fire, but you are really good at feeling out those emotions and understanding them. So use them to your advantage. Use your intuition to an advantage when it comes to figuring out what you want to do next, and how you want to collaborate with people. Let's see. Lisa said water signs, rising and moon. There you go. Definitely going to help out. It is your strength, so please don't neglect it. All right. Number 6, Leo. What area of your life is going to need a refresh? Let us see. Let us see. All right, we have the Emperor. Okay, so Leo, many of you Leos, you may need to do a little bit of a refresh when it comes to maybe wanting to take charge of situations a little too frequently, like really trying to control things. Sometimes depending on a placement of a Virgo, those Virgo tendencies mixed with a Leo tendency maybe wants to take over particular situations because they see them needing to go a particular way, again, because of how other people might view those things. So watch for the tendency to try to overstep your boundaries. Remember, you're working on your boundaries, other people are working on their boundaries. Please try not to overstep them, because you have this vision of the way things should be. So really work on that throat chakra, communication, working with people, so people don't feel like they're being bossed. They're not being talked down to. They want to feel like they're a part of something, and you are a fantastic leader. And you are able to bring people together, especially with that King of Cups I just pulled. You're able to, bring a joviality to a particular situation. So resist the urge to over control, what could be very fun in April 2022. All right, let's go into question number 7. Leos, what do you need in your life right now for April 2022? We have the world. So you need the world in your hands right now? This is what you need in, in your month? You need the whole world. Actually, I'm getting this as a balance of sorts. So needing to feel like you're being recognized for your efforts and the things that you're doing, but also at the same time, recognizing yourself for the things that you've done. Sometimes it's mixed signals when people come across particular Leos and they think, oh, all they are is bravado. And of course, that person would never have a lack of self-confidence, see how commanding they are, and trying to really grip onto particular projects, when really on the inside, that particular Leo might be feeling very insecure and very underconfident, but hoping that this kind of times 10 exterior will trick people into believing that they are confident. And some people are fooled, but on the inside, they might be like little cats and maybe not big lions. And it's more like a mew instead of a roar, of hoping that I look like I know what I'm doing. I want people to perceive me this particular way, because maybe you don't quite feel that yet. So just make sure that there is a balance between those two worlds, how you look at yourself on the inside and how you wish people to perceive you, and why is that, and how people actually perceive you. So yeah, in essence, you got the whole world in your hands. Lisa said, has it been all court and major cards? You know what? Let's look at this here. Dude, it has actually. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcana, 2 court cards. I'm telling you, I mean, I know this deck kind of messed around and was like, oh, you're not going to have a major arcana in the first position, but for the most part, all of the signs, it's been basically courts and majors, if not mostly all majors, like in the Aries reading. But that is interesting. That is very interesting. All right, so let's go into question number 8. So what crystals could help our little Leonian friends out there? Remember that you don't have to have these particular crystals. Maybe just meditate on their energy. But if you do have them, perhaps you can bust them out. All right, so the very first crystal for Leo in April is smoky quartz. I think most of us have a little smoky sitting around somewhere. Smoky quartz is a brilliant anti-stress stone and supports a better tolerance for stressful situations. We were talking about this. Smoky quartz is soothing and takes your mind off pure survival. When you are not focused on your struggles, you are free to create and manifest solutions. Released from stress, you are free to connect with the part of you that can visualize change, leading to the expansion you crave. Smoky quartz can get its color from aluminum, lithium, and the influence of naturally occurring radioactivity. Artificially irradiated quartz has almost no energetic properties, according to this. All right. So smoky quartz, I would say definitely really good with taking on maybe other projects, and also helping you to build that self-confidence as well. Very interesting. Let's take a look at our second crystal here, and that is desert rose. And actually, I have a bunch of those little selenite balls. It is selenite, but this is called desert rose. Kind of looks like little roses. So desert rose is a promise to yourself, a remembering of what you can be when you're connected to your hopes and dreams. Sit quietly and dwell on what you want to express to your community. We were talking about this. What do you want to say? What do you use that throat chakra? What you desire to grow into, what you have to offer those around you. Small desert rose formations are the perfect size to carry with you as a personal talisman when you need a constant reminder to listen to your own inner voice. Desert rose are spherical clusters of bladed selenite which form in arid conditions. The petals are crystals filled with an abundance of sand. So very good. It's already aligning with what we've already said in the reading. And lastly, we have some blue kyanite. This one's come up actually a couple of times, and I was using a bunch of blue kyanite yesterday. I was using skolsite and kyanite because, I don't know, the energy was just, I was just feeling really weird yesterday. So, having one in each in hand, kyanite in one hand, skolsite in the other was like, grounding. Okay, it says early travelers sometimes used blue kyanite as a compass when exploring unknown territories. Is there a need to explore your own inner landscape? Go within and discover the unique talents only you have to offer the world. Bring into the world that which you have to offer, because the rest of the world can hardly wait to see what it is. Embrace the part of yourself that is unique. This is an example and actually an extraordinary gift you can give to those around you. Show the world your genius. All right, so these are our 3 crystals. Like I said, maybe you have one or all of them, or perhaps you have none of them and you just like to meditate on their energy. But it's blue kyanite, desert rose, and smoky quartz. Yay! Crystal babies! Okay, so let's take a look at an essential oil, Leo. And if you don't have this particular essential oil, maybe you have the herb, maybe you have something that is closely related energetically. All right, we have wintergreen, showcases the power of letting go. Wintergreen. And well, there isn't any wintergreen here at the moment. Okay. I would say, Leo, for this one, whatever essential oil you want to bring in, I think this is really going to help with releasing the ego's tendency to worry so much about how others perceive you. So keeping you from actually speaking your truth, because people do notice you, they do see you, and they are listening. And so you want to make sure that whatever it is they hear is the most authentic you. And I think that whatever herb or essential oil you choose something that's going to help open up that throat chakra as it connects to your solar plexus. So something that will help you to stand in your truth, speak your truth, and not waver for any sort of external opinion. Okay, let's go into our second to last question, which is how to stabilize what you've already started working on. Remember, I said I had this feeling that many of you started something back in November and December. So how can we really stabilize that in April? Because some of you having a little bit of extra energy might be picking up a couple of other little projects, other little things to do, perhaps, working with friends and things like that. So how can we stabilize kind of that main project? Oh, wow. Okay, so we have the 5 of Cups, and then we have the Sun, and the Sun, which is very Leo. So we have the yellows down here, but yeah, the yellows all around here. So let's put this together. Okay, so how to stabilize what you have already started. Like I said, April's more the month of you picking up speed, where you've already made traction. Now you're picking up speed in April. Try not to fall into the trap of over-analyzing everything you saw along the way as a fault or I messed up or a wrong. Instead, focus on where you are right now in terms of that project and how it makes you feel at the moment, kind of tapping into that King of Cups energy that I mentioned earlier. So how does it make you feel? Get into the present moment, enjoy that present moment. The mistakes, those are the mistakes of the past, and you are where you are right now. So let's focus on that. So how to stabilize that project is definitely keeping yourself centered in the present and trying not to berate yourself for any sort of wrong turns or failures that you perceive happened along the way. It doesn't matter now because we are where we are. Okay. For our final question, what door is opening up for our Leos? What door is opening up for you in April 2022? And we have the Four of Wands, which, okay, a lot of Wands cards here. So let's see. Well, actually, no, we had a couple of Wands. It's really a lot of major arcanas. It was a couple of Wands and two cups as well. So balancing that fire and water, which is actually very Maluk, which is James's Mayan astrological sign. So Maluk is the Nahual or spirit of fire and water, being able to have a balance of the two. So that I think that's also a message for our Leos for April, is just make sure that you're balancing your passions, your true authentic self with your emotional state and, you know, your boundaries. So just, you know, keep those two in check. You know, it's never good in excess with either one. Okay, so what door is already or is opening for you in April? I do see our, it's still connected. I keep still getting that there's this project that some of you have created in November, December, and that, you know, really picking up speed, like I said, in April. But it's not I believe that there's little check marks or checkpoints along the way, almost like something that you can see and other people can see as well. Like, let's say, for instance, I just want to give you guys a random example. Let's say your big project was that you're redoing the facade of a house. You know, you're doing the awnings, you're doing a repaint, you're fixing the windows. And so as this project goes along, people can already see that the whole front of the house looks amazing. Like just having the paint up, it looks amazing. So there are going to be pit stops in April where there's going to be a bit of a celebration where people are going to notice what you've created, and hopefully you're letting people know what you've done so that you can praise yourself. You know, the people who love you most, you know, of course, are going to love, you know, whatever it is that you're doing, but so that you can come back to the present moment. Look what I did. This is awesome. We're going to keep moving on, but I like that feeling, you know, of of these little accomplishments along the way, instead of ignoring them and saying, no, I'm just waiting for it all to be over. I want to see what this thing looks like when it's a freaking like palace when I'm done with it. Okay, eventually you'll get to that too, but for now, let's take a look at that wonderful coat of paint that you've thrown on to the house and perhaps a couple of brand new windows. It's already starting to look fabulous. So a door that's opening for you is some major checkpoints in that thing that you've been working on since November and December. All right, excellent. Let's go into those 4 areas that I mentioned at the very beginning of this chat that we can take a little extra look into for our Leos, which is health, wealth, love, and career. So let's pull these cards. I'm going to make room with these other cards here. Dun, 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 dun. All right, so I'm going to use V Love and Crystal's Feelings in Bloom. Sumi said, I sent you some last year. And Susie, hey, oh, hey, how are you, Susie? So yeah, on Sumi, I have used just about everything that you've given me. And some stuff is like, oh, I have some backup of this and this. All right. So let's take a look into those 4 areas. All right. By the way, I love all of my desert roses. I like making crystal grids out of them. I was like just pondering desert rose right now. I'm like, oh. It happens to be like one of my favorite ways selenite could look. Okay. Whoa, 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 wow, wow, wee, wah. Leo, calm down. All right, health and wealth and love. And lastly, career, Leo's career. Okay. All right, so let's put these back in the little bag. And Susie said, cutest sweatshirt. Well, thank you. I had my gym shirt on underneath, and it's a little cold right now. Like our temperature is like, it's either 95 degrees or it's 60. So I'm like, all right, so let's take a look into Leo, your health for April 2022. Ah, grateful. I appreciate the abundance around me. Okay, Leo, I'm getting and just message in terms of health to be careful of excess in April. So it could be an excess of working out. You know, sometimes there are people that feel like they got to be hitting the gym, I don't know, like 3 times a day, and they're like overdoing it in the gym. You know, even overdoing a quote unquote healthy thing can turn into a bad thing. So just make sure that you're being careful of excess, like overly working out like more than, you know, a mad person, or taking in more sweets. So, you know, and maybe asking yourself, why am I taking more of these sweets? Or why am I feeling like I have to over exercise? Or maybe taking in, you know, just really an excess of anything. You know, maybe you're only eating more and more celery. Well, why is that? You know, it seems like all the other foods are getting pushed out of the way, and you're just like noshing on celery like day in day out, and that might be okay. So why are we drawn to celery? So just I kind of see like taking the health to the extreme. I just keep feeling like this health going to the extreme for whatever odd reason in April. So just to be careful of that, either taking your super healthy lifestyle to the extreme, or super avoidance of a healthy lifestyle to the extreme. So why is that? So just again, bringing yourself back into balance like these little plants here. All right, let's take a look at wealth. Leo's wealth. And we have hateful, I release heavy burdens on my heart. Okay, also for Leo. So it's more just a, probably stuff you guys don't already know, but like I said, for the health, it was, you know, keeping an eye on taking things to the extreme. For money, for wealth, I just see keeping an eye on the things that you do buy. Not saying don't buy things for yourself, but just the things that you are buying. Are you buying them because either they're a necessity or it's something that you would really enjoy and you're getting it for yourself? Or are you getting that particular item because you think it would make you look a particular way? I keep getting this like, I want people to see me a particular way. I want people to think about me a particular way, view me a particular way. So you might try to sway their opinions of you by the way you dress, like the clothing you buy yourself, or how you do your hair, or even how you enunciate your words. So just being wary of that, and it is translating into wealth. So just making sure, like I'm not saying like, don't go buy things for yourselves, something like that. No, I mean, people have to treat themselves, of course. But are the things that you're buying actually truly lighting you up, you know, or are they a necessity, or is this for a particular look? So just, you know, just a little FYI, and something that we could all use from time to time. Susie said, oh, Sumi, I pinned your comment, health. Yes, I am glad you mentioned that. Synchronicity, yes. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look into the next one. Love. All right, Leo, love department. Unhappy, I will rise. Okay, I see this is actually a really positive card. I know that I think this is supposed to be like a black and white sunflower, but we did get the sun card earlier. I'm actually feeling like this is that sun card. So when it comes to love, as you are now gaining momentum and something big that you've been working on, you know, for yourself, it doesn't necessarily have to be for a company. This could be like a personal thing that you're working on. Like I said, since November, December. And as you've been working on your self-confidence and giving praise to yourself, other people noticing it, of course, giving praise to you as you meet these different checkpoints. Also using your powers of working well in groups, you know, your emotive powers, your empathy, being able to kind of bring people together for a particular project, while also keeping yourself in check so you don't take over the project, but kind of bring everybody in so we can work together. That where it says, I will rise, I feel like you're already rising. You know, that if you are with somebody, that somebody is really seeing that transformation, almost like a death card within you. And you know that you're really blossoming into something wonderful. Your growth is beautiful, and they can see it. It's like you're shining like the sun, Leo. And then people, you know, who maybe are might ask you out on a date, or you know that you are already dating, maybe perhaps, or maybe you're just kind of looking around and don't really have anybody in mind, but just the mere energy that you're exuding, people are taking notice. Oh yes, they are taking notice. So just know that. So with that in mind, maybe you can take the lead, especially either in a relationship, or maybe asking somebody out to possibly be in a relationship. All right. Our final section is career. So Leo 2022, April. Let's see what we got for career. Ooh, you know what? I don't think I've ever pulled this card before. Fascinated. I thoroughly explore my interests. That is beautiful. All right. So this might be a month for you where it's just a check. Susie's like, oh. So this is just a check. Like, where are you right now in your career? Are you self-employed? Are you unemployed? Are you kind of part-time? Are you full-time? Do you work for somebody else? You know, what is it? Just where you are. Maybe journal. How do you feel right now in this present moment in the job that you have? How does it fulfill you mentally, physically, emotionally, possibly spiritually too? And this is just to take stock. So I don't feel like there's tons of action going on when it comes to career, like people just hopping careers, although, you know, I'm just speaking into like the majority, not to everybody. So I don't feel like there are, like the majority is jumping careers, or you know, kind of moving around, or taking a leap of faith, you know, into a side project or something like that. I just see more of April being the sit time of, okay, these are my needs and wants for this particular job. This is how I feel it fulfills me mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and this is how, you know, I feel about it right now. And this is just where I am. So it's just taking note of it, and then next month, you know, maybe revisit, you know, in May, maybe revisit that list and everything that you wrote down. Does that still hold true? Do you see your fulfillment levels dropping? Do you see them rising? Do you see them remaining stable? So this is a really good time to just check in when it comes to career. All right, so good check-in time. And if you do love what you do, is it time for a refresh, do you feel, or are things pretty good? You know, it's a good time to look into that as well. Let's see, let's go into a opportunity and a possible block that could occur for our little Leonians. And I'm gonna bust out my good karma tarot. So let's take a look into April, Leo, April, opportunity coming up for Possible block coming up for Leo. Possible block coming up for Leo. Okay. All right, so let's put these away. All right, let's actually take a look at the possible block first, and then maybe how we can overcome that. And we have the 10 of Swords. Okay, so a possible block right away I see maybe coming up for many of our Leos is the things that you are working on, the things that you voluntarily decided you were going to take on, the things that you're already working on. There is a tendency with that being very hypercritical of self to want to give up many times because of how self-critical you are. So, you know, as you're doing something, the moment it doesn't go as planned, you know, with wanting to kind of control a lot of things, it's like, I have failed, you know, and it's like this shattering confidence and negative self-talk. And this message is saying, just be careful when that happens. And remember that you're a human being. We all make mistakes, and oftentimes those mistakes help us to something even greater and better. So just kind of keep that in mind. No need to get down on yourself because it isn't going exactly how you see it should be going. It's just things to learn along the way, and the territory when trying something new or doing something that means a lot to us. So just be careful of wanting to give up because you feel like you've done this huge failure somehow, unless you truly want to give up. Like saying, I need, there is a good time to give up as well when it's like, this project actually doesn't suit me at all. I'm not getting much enjoyment out of this. I don't feel it's fulfilling me anymore. In which case, of course, we should abandon, certain projects. We shouldn't keep doing something if it's actually hurting us, even if it started off well. So just be careful of wanting to give up only because you feel that you failed somehow. And it's this hypercritical self. So let's take a look at an opportunity. This is the second time I get the Judgment card. Interesting. The Judgment card was in the 4th position last time of an area that needs nourishment. Being wary of being hypercritical of self and thus hypercritical of others, just as a projection. So the opportunity here, actually, I see this differently than the other card, but I just wanted to mention that it must be something a little bit major if it came up twice. I do see this as more getting a bigger picture of things. If you are maybe taking some of the advice here, taking a look at self and areas that we might be hypercritical, why is that? Also working with your strengths, bringing people together. You're really good at that. You're a very gregarious person. People like being around you. And also taking into account all of these different, the 4 different areas I was talking about, the health, wealth, love, and career, and kind of how it connects to the reading. And so there is this like I just see, ha 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 ha, like, oh wow. I hadn't really thought about my life or the things that I'm doing like that before. So I do see this kind of like awakening process as well. So there is an opportunity to really understand yourself and learn even more about yourself, which builds confidence. You have that opportunity this month, and I do believe it's through the projects that you're doing, through, yes, the things that you think you quote unquote failed at, and the times that you quote unquote win. You receive accolades, maybe internally or externally. So very cool. All right, let's go into a viewer's choice. So I have my Animal Love Oracle cards here, and the viewer's choice questions that you guys can vote on are, number 1, what's my biggest lesson this month? So Leo, your biggest lesson for April 2022. Or the other question, where do I need more balance? So go ahead and vote with either a red heart emoji or a green heart emoji, or if you don't know how to get to your emojis, just type in red heart or green heart. So the red heart, if you want the first question, what's my biggest lesson this month, then please vote with a red heart. If you would like the second question, where do I need more balance in April 2022 as a Leo, then go ahead and vote with a green heart. So go ahead, you guys, red heart or green heart, majority wins. And while you guys are doing that, I'll pull from the Animal Love Oracle cards. Susie said, Leos are the most generous sign in my humble opinion. Love, be generous with yourself. Exactly. So, if we're not kind and loving to ourselves, then it's very hard to let others be kind and loving to us as well. All right, so far we have 1 green heart. So that will be for the second question. So Sumi says, spill the tea, red heart. What's the biggest lesson for Leo this month in April 2022? All right, Susie's got a green heart, so we got 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. You're still the one I run to, the Leo I like to hang out to. You're still the one I say, yo girl. All right. Anybody like popping into the chat? And I was like, who's this weird girl that reads tarot? Okay, so it looks like it's probably going to be our green hearts. All right, so yeah, it was 2-1, so we're going with green heart. Where do I need more balance? All right, Leo, April 2022, where do you need more balance? Let's check it out. All right. So far, we've at least always pulled a different animal, which I think is unique. Okay, so let's see what Leo has. We have, oh, chimpanzee, curiosity, intelligence, and shadow side. And you notice that he's surrounded by lots of this orangey, fiery, yellow energy. Oh, chimpanzee, so cute. Okay, so Leo, where might you need more balance? Okay. All right. So what I'm getting with this is, like I said, there is this kind of worry how people might perceive them. You know, for the most part, we all want to be perceived as kind, generous, you know, loving people. So sometimes we go over and above to show people that we are this person. And so we're so very worried about their opinions. But in April, it would really behoove you to ask more questions about why you want certain people to view you, you know, a particular way. Why is it you would like this to be your image? What's going on the inside? When we become hypercritical of ourselves, why is that as well? So I do see it as possibly a shadow work month. And so people are like, more shadow work, seriously. Yeah, I know. But I don't see as like full on like intensive shadow work. It's more as things pop up, you know, because you're going to be quite busy with a little bit of extra energy that you have. You might be taking on a little bit more than other signs. So, you know, there's more opportunity for particular situations to arise that may trigger some of those shadows, you know, such as the being hypercritical, wanting to control the outcome or control situations. Like, why might that be? It may not be because you're a control freak or, you know, you want to boss people around. It may not be, it's not that at all. But maybe you're worried that something might quote unquote fail. Again, lead back to that self-confidence and being critical of self, needing to look like a winner, looking like, you know, perfect. Of course, you know, we can't be perfect. We're human. We're made imperfectly, and that's what makes us, well, I guess, actually perfect. All right. So just an area of balance is to take more of a look on the side. I know you got a lot going on the outside, but just look inside as well. Just kind of wondering where all these actions are coming from, really coming from. Alrighty. I love the little suns. Susie says, a beautiful message. All right, so are you guys ready for a healing? I'm going to bust out those antique Tibetan singing bowls. And let's just use that sound energy to shake things up, clear things out, to make way for the things that you would like to work on in April. So when I get you guys into a breathing state, just make sure that every breath that's coming in is something that you would like to bring in, or an idea that you'd like to bring in, or at least an area that you would like to work on. And then what would you like to release? What thoughts do you want to release? What energy do you wish to release, you know, as we're breathing out? So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get set up here. So give me a moment. And in the meantime, if you guys want to get comfortable, you want to lay down, sit down on something cushy, grab a blankie if it's cold, maybe a warm drink, maybe a cold drink, or maybe you're in the middle of eating dinner, in which, have fun, continue, you know, just relax into a mellow state. All right, yay, hearts and sunflowers. Okay, so taking out my little sticks here. Just setting up the bowls. And put this one over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and move the camera down so that you guys can see the bowls. And then just chill out with the energy. Just let it do its thing. Let it open things up, clear things up. And again, all you have to do is just focus on your intentions. What do you want to bring in? What do you want to release? Okay, so let's go ahead and move this down. All right, so we can see this bowl. I still have my personal singing bowl off to the side. All right, okay. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and out. In. Filling up the lungs, the diaphragm, solar plexus, stomach, and out. Full exhale, belly button all the way to the spine. And on your next inhale, think keenly about the things that you wish to bring in April of 2022. Is there an idea, a feeling that you would like to bring in, a project that you would like to bring in, energy that you would like to bring in? Think of the things that you would like to bring in and breathe out. What are you releasing? What do you want to release? What thought process would you like to release or idea? Breathe in again and out. In and out. And please continue breathing in that manner, grounding yourself into Mama Gaia and connecting to that source energy. You're now a beautiful conduit between sky above and earth below. You are the intermediary between earthly magic and celestial magic. See the energies mixing within you, radiating throughout all of your chakras, the multitude of chakras we actually have. That source energy coming down through your crown, all the way down into Mama Gaia, the energy of Gaia, up through you, up into source energy. All right, continue breathing. right, come back into your body, back into your breath. Start feeling down your arms, fingers, toes, legs. Bring your awareness fully back to the present. When you're ready, go ahead and open your eyes. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Just a quick little breaking up of the energy, getting things nice and open, nice and clear. So yeah, that is our reading and messages for April 2022 for our Leo homies out there, no matter where Leo is placed in your chart, or like I said, if you want to get to know and understand many of your Leo friends, this should be helpful as well. You're very welcome, Susie. Let's see, let's go back here. Susie said, earlier I was thinking about May already. I realized that on May 1st you opened Desert Cauldron. I think it popped into my head because I was on Etsy. Yeah, and we're definitely going to have an anniversary sale. Do something a little special, on May 1st. It says, I know we're talking about April. April is going to be amazing. Yes, there's a lot of energy, and it seems like, every sign, of course, is doing something a little bit different, but there's a lot of energy to be had. Sumi just thought of soup, if that means anything to anyone in the chat. So yeah, definitely, whenever you guys get those intuitive hits, just put them out there. You don't know what that's going to mean to someone maybe watching later on or even now. Susie said, opened, can't type today. Susie says, I like soup. Lisa said, beautiful, thank you. You're very welcome. I love doing this for you guys. So, hey, let's go ahead and close up that circle. We'll thank our elementals for helping us to bring us all into the circle today, the energetic circle. So I'm going to go ahead and blow out our little candle. Maybe you guys should make a wish. And I'm going to start with my boar wand. Again, it's this Desert Cauldron's boar wand, starting at the north, and this time go counterclockwise, thanking the elemental energies for helping us out today. Keep the area nice, clear, high vibe, and clear messages. All right. So thanking the elementals at the north for helping us to cast our circle today. Thanking the elemental energies at the east for helping us to cast our circle today. Or sorry, the west. Well, east too. Thank you to the elemental energies of the south for helping us to cast our circle today. And thank you to the elementals of the east for helping us to cast our circle today. Maybe I just wanted to double thank those at the east. All right. So thank you to those elemental energies, and thank you to you guys. Thank you so much, everybody who popped into the chat today or will watch this later on. I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, all those people that hit the notification bell so that you get weird, quirky live chats like this from me. Thank you to everybody who's given thumbs ups, people that have donated through PayPal, little bits here and there, because this is my full-time job and it's something that I love to do for you guys. So it's a wonderful reciprocation of energy. Thank you to people who are considering maybe becoming a YouTube member, and all of those who have gotten readings from me, my students through the Leon Mystery School, have signed up for my newsletter, all of those good things, or bought things off of our Etsy shop, Desert Cauldron. So thank you so much in all the various ways that you guys help to support. And also thank you to my patrons. So Michelle, Surian, Brandy, V, Samara, Kirsten, Silver Wheel Witch, Jason, Kayla, and Brian. Thank you so much for all that you guys do. And those of you that I've gotten many mail goodies before as well. So like little love packages showing up in my P.O. box. So thank you for the postcards, the cards, and all the beautiful energy that you guys exude. All right, I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your evening, or perhaps it's really early morning, depending on where you are. I hope that you have a fabulous April 2022. Say hello to your Leo friends for me. And yeah, have a great rest of your week. All right, guys. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.